no stranger to the platform, Mr. Samuel Kumi Eyi. He's the founder of CTL Africa Leadership and Focus Life Group. He's a lawyer, he's into banking, finance, and corporate governance. He's also a John Maxwell certified leadership coach, teacher, and motivational speaker. Samuel, good morning to you.
Good morning, Ellen.
How are we doing?
You're doing good. You're doing good.
I'm all right. Nothing, $10 million couldn't solve, but, that's all right. Well. We have life. And so we have hope. It will come. Everybody says that very soon. I've been counting, waiting, all of that. I've also got in the studio Dr. Yao Pebi. He's a medical doctor who has practiced medicine in both Ghana and he said it's too much in every way. He's also a John Maxwell certified leadership coach. Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning.
Doc, how are we doing?
Very good, very good.
Yeah? I'm intrigued. You've had breakfast this morning?
Why did you ask?
The energy appears high this morning, so I'm tapping into it, whatever it is.
You never know what people are on.
Doc, it's very early. Let's jump straight into it. Samuel, I'll come to you. Can you tell us what the Live2Lead 2024 is all about? What is making this year's event so special?
Thank you so much. This is the 8th year that we are hosting Live2Lead in Ghana. Okay? And Live2Lead is a leadership development program which John C. Maxwell, reputed to be the #1 leadership expert in the world, has put together. I think this will be about the 10th year that Live2Lead has been running across the world. And we in Ghana have been hosting it for the 8th time this year in Ghana. And the program is usually hosted across the world, simulcast in 300 plus locations. The live event is in Atlanta in the US, but we've been able to customize it to Ghana for the past 8 years to give quality, transformative leadership, thought thinking, and tools to leaders of all levels to be able to improve the quality of leadership, because that's what we stand for. A John Maxwell brand, CTL, Dr. Pebi, all of us of the John Maxwell family are focused on improving the quality of leadership, because as we all know, everything rises and falls on leadership.
That's right. Leadership
is the cause, and Dr. Yao will tell you, it's the cause, or other thing is the effect. So if we can improve the quality of leadership across board, and when we talk leadership, we are not talking any positions, president, minister, CEO. All of us have the capacity, the power to change things, transform things, influence the world, make a difference in our world. And for us, that is leadership, the power to influence. And that's what Live2Lead is all about. And this year, especially in a number of ways. The theme for this year, every year we focus on a theme, and this year is leading for transformation. Renewed minds, changed lives. And we've chosen this specially because everything starts from the mind. The way we think reflects in the way we act, and the way we act become our habit, which then form our character.
That's right.
And eventually our destiny. Today in Ghana, we are talking Galamsey and how it's affecting our lives.
That's right.
Where did it start from? From the mind. Even the way we are discussing, when you look at the mindset that we are using to discuss this problem, when we all know where it is taking us, why is it so? We all know. If we continue with the same mindset, we know that in 10 years, all of us will be drinking mud. But are we changing our minds about it? If we don't change the way we are thinking about the problem will persist. And this is what Live2Lead this year is about.
So that's the theme, leading for transformation, renewed minds, changed lives.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so that is special. The other thing that is special this year is that we're going to have roundtables around which participants who take part in the presentations will discuss. And each person is going to discuss, form ideas, take specific actions that you're going and to implement in your own leadership. And that's going to be very interesting.
So is it an interactive session there, this round table?
Yes.
Okay.
So there'll be the presentations, then there'll be interaction around the tables with the participants, and you'll be encouraged to distill action-specific, actionable choices that you're going to make to change the way you are leading, to change your mindset, to change your organization, to change your church.
Some serious commitments are going to be made around the table.
Absolutely.
This is serious business.
Very, very serious business.
Let's talk about the lineup of speakers that are in attendance this year. Who will be there?
Wow. So we have a number of speakers, both international, because we'll be getting a live feed from Atlanta, as well as some local speakers. So from Atlanta, John Maxwell himself, who this was all started by him, will be speaking. He usually opens and closes.
Okay.
What's he talking about this year?
John is talking about, we are talking about the mind.
Yeah.
And John is talking about cultivating an abundance mindset. This limitation of our mind and think it's not possible. Doc, when we were in the lobby, we were discussing that, the margin of possibility seems to be narrowed. So when somebody comes with a big vision and a big idea and everybody's, how are you going to do this?
Or they'll say, we've always done it this way.
Exactly.
And we're hearing it as people share their manifestos and their policy directions. When something seems out of the normal, people can't even wrap their heads around it and thinking, oh, you must be crazy, oh, you're scamming us.
Don't get close to the microphone,
right,
please.
because we are just so used to, we're just used to NDC launching this small project here, borehole and whatnot. We can't even think, beyond certain limitations.
Doc, I like that intervention that you make, because we're hearing a lot. It's the season, so we're hearing the policies.
Yes.
We've had a look at the different manifestos. But what are we really making about the actual leadership? It's something I'm not sure we're really averting our minds to.
Right, and that's why we're doing this, because increasingly it has become clear that we don't even know what leadership is. Because if you don't know what it is, then you don't even know what to expect and what to demand. So I remember last year, John talked about the higher road leadership. And this year, he's talking about just having an abundant mindset. So, for example, I was born, bred in this country, lived here. The last 15 years, been working between here and Canada. And I can tell you, we've changed as a country. That abundant mindset is not there. That's why people are grabbing, people are stealing for themselves. But if you realize that there's enough sky for all the stars to shine, you wouldn't lead the way you are leading. We need a new way of thinking, that there's enough resources in Ghana for everyone to be fine. I've been listening to you since dawn. I've been listening to the conversations going on, and you're saying that, why must I save for so long to buy a TV? Why can't, you were talking about how in the UK, a bus driver can have a decent life and can take their family on vacation. Why must it be a certain class of people to be able to do that when the nation is for all of us? So that's an important thing John will be talking about, just having that abundant mindset. Akosia Babi will be talking, she's Ghanaian, she'll be talking about mindset revolution. And again, nothing happens unless this software changes. We're doing a lot of tweaking hardware, whether it's buildings or it's policies. I had the interview before this. You can have the right for information bill. If the people don't change, if their mindsets don't change, nothing changes. Let me tell you something that makes this theme so relevant to us. My wife and I ran an ed tech, in this country. We started in Canada. We scaled it here. And it's on literacy. So children are learning to read tons of books, all of that. We went to one school. Sam, remember I talked to you?
Yeah, you said that.
Went to one school, a little boy, interacted with one of our facilitators and said he wanted to be a politician. And so he was working with another friend. And the friend said, oh, wow, I see. Then you have to study a lot. You have to read a lot of books. And the boy said, no, you don't have to know much. All you need to know is the history of Ghana and how Ghanaians think. This is an 11-year-old boy. We may not like what we hear, but everything starts from the mind.
From the mind.
Yeah.
We have other speakers,
so we have in
India.
Ghana. We will have Mr. Kwame Pianin.
Right.
He's going to tell us his life story, and he's going to share about the need for big vision to transform. We also have a lawyer Dote of ABN&B law firm. They have the 5th largest law firm in Ghana, very strategic, and he's going to talk about transformation as a corporate strategy. And here we want to invite all the corporate to send their people, their leaders, to come and listen to this. We have Andy Dawson, who is a serial entrepreneur, and he's going to talk about how to transform, make your business even more successful. We have Shante, who is an Olympian champion who has also survived cancer, and he's going to talk about, personal leadership, how to lead yourself, how to be the mindset you need to overcome obstacles. Okay, we have Valerie Burton. Sometimes you set up a vision, this is where you want to go, but the energy level is low.
That's right.
So how do you bridge the gap between the vision you want to achieve and the energy? How do you energize yourself to be able to achieve? So we have quite a lot of speakers coming through this time who are going to address everything around transformation from yourself as a person, as a leader, to the society. And we say transformation starts from you. I think my friend Dr. Yapebi used to say, you need to be deeply transformed.
Absolutely.
To be able to transform anything.
Transform people, absolutely.
So attendees are certainly in for a treat. Who should attend Live2Lead 2024?
Everyone. We talk about how everything rises and falls on leadership, but also everyone has a certain level of leadership. I remember when we started teaching leadership about 20 years ago, people say, if everybody's a leader, who will sell the kenke for who to buy? But you don't realize that the one who's selling kenke is leading. You may buy that kenke and run for the rest of the week because somebody did not take responsibility as a leader. So everyone, we are particularly targeting corporate leaders, leaders of institutions. We're asking people to come with your leadership team, with your management team, especially for the round tables. It's good if you can be on a table and share ideas together. But having said that, we also invite emerging leaders. For a number of years, we've been getting people from certain universities, or even secondary school, because there are different levels of leadership, and we cannot just change things at the top. It has to be at every level.
Yeah, and just talking about that, in fact, the 2 of our partners, corporate partners, are Heritage Christian University and Village of Hope, which is actually an orphanage. It happens to be that the director of Village of Hope understands leadership. He's a John Maxwell certified. And every year, they will bring students from Hope College to Live2Lead. The Heritage Christian University will partner with us and will ask us to come and rebroadcast the whole show to their students. So this is to tell you that everybody needs leadership, because if we don't start from that level, sometimes we say, the youth. What is the example the youth are seeing every morning when they wake up and tune on the radio and the TV? They're not seeing any good example. So sometimes it's very frustrating when we're encouraging the youth to behave in a certain way, and we, the adults, are showing the negative examples.
So you say when you take a look around you, there is a leadership deficiency.
Absolutely.
Have I been too harsh in that assessment?
Not at all.
You've even been generous.
Yeah, I mean, you think about all the headlines you've talked about today. All the headlines.
Yes.
When we say everything rises and falls on leadership, we literally mean that.
And I mean, we talked about a little bit about Galamsey. I mean, it's the hottest topic.
From Galamsey to not having a football pitch.
Yes.
Like I used to say, we're falling from grace to grass, but we don't even have grass.
No, we've gone from grass to sand.
No, it's a serious matter.
Very unfortunate. You say it's embarrassing.
Absolutely.
And it's leadership.
It's leadership. There's no
It's
other
not about
way.
money.
No.
It's not about resources.
No.
It's not about human beings. It's about leadership. That's it.
I want to ask then, what do you think the insights and lessons from Live to Lead will be? How do you think it will influence the current, shall I say, climate, influence the crop of leaders that you are hoping to churn out?
Well, for us, this is a journey. It's not like we have this event and it's over. And that's why some of us have set ourselves our lifelong objective to be able to teach leadership. Now, this conference in particular is very important because it's about ideas, and people who come into the room and who invite this to their corporate offices are going to have their people actually have a different mindset about how to lead. And that is going to transfer into the way they are going to conduct themselves as leaders in their businesses, in their offices, in their schools, in their churches. And that is going to impact significantly in everyday life of wherever we are. So if we can have a multiplier effect, if we can have a critical mass of people thinking differently about leadership and understanding that the purpose of leadership is to transform, to add value to people. The purpose of leadership is not the leader, what the leader gets.
Have we gotten that wrong?
No, absolutely not.
It doesn't appear that we have that system here where leadership actually recognizes that the role is to impact those that they're leading.
That's why we're saying that it's important that the conversation be elevated.
Yes.
That the average person knows what leadership is, so they know who to choose and what to expect. Because otherwise, people think leadership is about getting in there and acquiring as much as you can for your friends and family. End of story. But that isn't leadership. Leadership is not about you. Yeah. Leadership is about a vision for a better future and transforming the people on the way there.
Yeah.
Is that what we see? And in some ways, you cannot fully blame, the populace because it's not taught in school. I think about it.
Is that why you say then leaders get away with it? You say grab. Leadership, we understand it here as get into power, grab. Is that what you're seeing currently?
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a very extractive...
You're not mincing words.
No, of course not. I mean, if we could keep mincing words, we'll all be dead. Right?
Look at the leaders' discussions.
Yeah.
Oh, you're corrupt. Hey, but
no.
You're more corrupt than me.
You polluted the water.
I polluted more than more.
Such irresponsibility. Now, sometimes my children ask me questions, and it's embarrassing, how to answer.
What are they asking you?
Daddy, do our roads have to be like this? And Daddy, why is this man talking like this? We cannot continue to sit and watch things this way. And like I'm saying, sometimes most people, when they know better, will do better. Most people. So I want to assume that we don't do better because we don't know better. And that's why we're doing some of the things we're doing. But there are some people who, even when they know better, won't do better. But those are not the kind we're talking about today. We're hoping that once people know, look, how many years was I in school? How many years were we in school? Nobody taught us jack about leadership.
Nope.
I was in medical school for 8 years. There was one lesson in public health where we said something about leadership. That was all. And yet, I come out as a doctor, expect me to lead the hospital.
Yeah.
You're wondering why Kolebu is like that? You come out as a journalist, you're expected to 3FM should... Who taught you leadership? Leadership is not just caught. It must be taught. So we need to be intentional about it. We are making our efforts. We're encouraging people to come and learn. But I'm telling you, it needs to get in the syllabus and everywhere. It's because everything rises and falls on it. And we are seeing the consequences.
I always learn something new when when Samuel comes through, and of course Dr. Pebi also dropping a lot of gems this morning that we assume that leadership will just happen or that people will just know how to lead, and that is certainly not the case.
Absolutely. We are seeing the results.
Yeah.
How do we register for Live to Lead 2024? Please tell us.
All right. So you just get onto Live2Leadghana.com. And there's a link that you can register, Live2Leadghana.com. Or you can also call us. We have some contacts that you can, let me just quickly give you the contact. Where's the numbers? Sorry, one. All right, so the number to call 055 666 7718.
Okay.
Now there are two registrations you can have. You can come in person. In fact, this is a hybrid. This is a hybrid event. So there's the in-person event happening on October 4th at the UPSA auditorium. On October 4th in person, so you can come in person, but you can also join virtual. We have a specialized platform where you can join and experience the whole event, and you have up to 5 days within that portal to go back onto the lessons and rewatch and so on and so forth.
Okay.
So it is available from the 4th onto the 10th. You would have this event. So if you call that number, if you go to live2leadghana.com, you'll be able to register. You can call me personally, 054 07 08 433. You can reach me, and we will be able to guide you on how to join, especially the HR leaders, the CEOs. Bring your teams around the table, learn the lesson, pick the strategies you're going to use going forward in your organization.
Fantastic. So this year's theme for Live to Lead Ghana is Leading for Transformation, Renewed Minds, Changed Lives. It's happening at the UPSA Auditorium on October 4, 2024. Take down this number again, 055 666 7718. Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure, and I'm sure everybody that comes will be impacted in a positive way. In 30 seconds, final words, please.
Well, final words, be in the room. Be in the room, because it's powerful. Live to Lead is powerful. People who come to Live to Lead every year want to come. Some organizations have already registered. We have UBA who've registered 40 of their people. BOA have registered over 20 of their people. EcoBank is coming. APSA, different organizations are registering their people. So we encourage everybody, especially the corporate executives, to come into the room.
Absolutely.
That is necessary.
Doc, final words?
Everything rises and falls on leadership. And so if we're going to do better, we have better learn some leadership. Everything starts also in the mind. How do we transform? By the renewing of our minds. And so we've got to grab the kind of information that will lead to transformation. Only deeply transformed people can deeply transform society.
Powerful words indeed. Gentlemen, thank you so much for your time this morning.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
The best in the morning is on 92.7.